If you were born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, the 29th, or if you have a Lifepath 11 or a Lifepath 2, you are learning about cooperation. And cooperation does not mean to be obedient to others. It does not mean to submit to the will of others. To cooperate, meaning to, and then operate, means to be able to effectively work alongside others. It means to have good teamworking skills. And this is because twos are very emotionally receptive, which gives them a high level of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to analyze a situation based off of what you're picking up on an emotional level. And twos and 11s have the most of this. But the biggest problem that these people go through is instead of allowing this information that they're picking up on an emotional level to enlighten them, they will just submit to the information. They will allow it to possess them. This is why two is a number of extremes, because so many of them match energy. But they'll match energy by just surrendering to the energy. So let's say, for example, a two is in a very they grew up in a very violent environment. That two will be the most violent person in that environment, because so many twos, they'll just absorb the energies of their environment and then they'll embody them. And so these people can be very, very chaotic. For example, Hitler, born on the 20th, Stalin, born on the 29th, NBA Youngboy, born on the 20th. But these same numbers also produce people like Gandhi, born on the 2nd, Michael Jackson, born on the 29th, Juice WRLD, born on the 2nd, Rihanna, born on the 20th. And so this number is not good or evil. It's a number of duality. These people are aware emotionally of extremes, but so many of them, they allow these emotions to possess them instead of allowing it to educate them and allow them to accurately decide what the perfect action for the situation is going to be. And this is why so many twos and so many 11s keep to themselves and remove themselves from society, because the number 2 and the number 11 is ruled by the moon, and the moon rules water, and water doesn't have its own shape. It takes on the shape and the form of whatever it's inside of. And so because 2s and 11s have these qualities, and because so many of them cannot stop themselves from being possessed by the energies that are around them, they'll just completely remove themselves from society altogether so that they can stay at peace, because that's what 2s and 11s crave the most. I don't care how aggressive or violent that 11 or that 2 is that you know in your life. I promise you they were not always like that. Even Hitler. If you look at Hitler's backstory, you will understand that he was a mama's boy. He was never that violent to begin with. 2s and 11s never start off that aggressive. They always start off as very calm, quiet, like feminine, very like artistic type of kids. Like Hitler was a very calm, soft, sensitive, quiet, artistic kid. But it was the experiences that he went through in life that turned him into what he was. And that is the story of how twos are. Like, for example, my dad was born on the 29th. He was a very quiet, like soft kid. But the experiences that he went through in life, they turned him into what he was. So he took boxing lessons, he learned how to fight, and then everyone in his neighborhood became terrified of him, because he fed off of the energies that was inside of his environment. And so these people are not aggressive, violent types of people. They never start off like that. They start off very calm. It's just a lot of them can't control their emotional receptivity. So when I say that you guys are learning about cooperation, I'm not saying that you need to match the energy that you're picking up in your environment. Because if somebody's emotions triggers your emotions and it causes you to act off of that emotion, that person just controlled you, and now they became your god. Even if that person came at you on some aggressive shit, and you came at them with some aggressive shit back, and you ended up beating them up, that person still controlled you. They still won. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. What I'm saying is use your emotional receptivity to make better decisions. Don't use it to fuel your response or fuel your reaction to your environment. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So many twos And so many 11s, they will react to what they are picking up on emotionally. And these are the 2s that end up being chaotic or destructive. Instead of just, you'll never be able to turn off your emotional receptivity, so you'll never be able to turn it off. But instead of allowing what you're picking up on to control what you do, just allow it to educate you on the situation and then decide what you're going to do with that. And you guys are able to pick up on stuff that most people are not aware of. And this is why 2s and 11s are so good at and gifted at making music. And it's because of their awareness of the energetic spectrum. And so they know the perfect sequence or the perfect song to sing to a particular type of beat. But you cannot let the energies that you're picking up on possess you. And this is why so many 2s and 11s are fighting demons. NBA Youngboy is always talking about fighting demons. He's a 20. Juice WRLD has literally a song called Fighting Demons, and he's born on the 2nd. You guys fight some major demons, but don't let those demons possess you. Hitler was definitely fighting some demons. Hitler was actually named after a German demon named Hitler, Hitla. But this is the number that's most likely to get possessed by entities that don't have a physical body. And so if you're a 2, you need to learn how to consciously channel your emotions into your desired result, instead of allowing what you're picking up emotionally to dictate your actions. The last thing I'll say is this. Being a 2 and being an 11, because you guys are such emotional creatures, in order for you to be energetically balanced, you need an outlet for the expression of your emotions. Because you pick up so much emotional energy, and because you have your own emotions yourself, you need an outlet for these emotions. And so this could be going to the gym. This could be picking up a sport. But for so many 2s and 11s, this is music for them. Juice WRLD made over 1,000 songs. And it was because it came natural to him. He's born on the 2nd. His songs was it was therapy for him. Juice WRLD made songs as therapy. It allowed him it gave him an emotional outlet. Same thing with DMX. DMX has a Lifepath 2911. Music gave him an outlet for all the traumatic emotions that he went through. Same thing with Cam Newton, born on the 11th. Football gave him an outlet for all the emotional and passionate energy that he was experiencing. And so as a 2 and as an 11, if you're not in an environment where you can express your feelings, eventually your soul is going to slowly wither away. And these are the 2s and the 11s that don't have a heart. So watch out for that shit. To book a reading or to access my numerology book, go to my website, isaiah47.net. You can also find that in the link in my profile bio. But have a great rest of your day.